Hey guys, it is your boy, Henry Films. Last year I uploaded a video titled My Top 20 Albums of 2020, and I hate this video with a burning passion. Mainly because in this video, I'm not even sharing why I enjoyed the albums, I'm just making painfully unfunny jokes. This year, if I make you intrigued to listen to any new artists or any new albums, that's honestly all that I can ask for. I've listened to nearly every single album of Wikipedia's list of 2021 albums because I have no social life. So saying that these are the best albums of 2021, I am not bullshitting around. These are the best. So without further ado, here's my list. Squidward, squiddy, squiddy, Squidward.
And a late bitch ring the bell.
Zack Fox with Shut the Fuck Up Talking to Me. This is probably the worst cover I've ever seen in my life. Comedian turned southern hip hop rap extraordinaire Zack Fox makes 9 bangers. My favorite lyric out of the entire album is definitely "Shit could get ugly as fuck like Ed Sheeran." Pitchfork gave this album a 3.6. Parannoul, To See the Next Part of the Dream. This is a Korean shoegaze album, and if you're unfamiliar with the genre of shoegaze, this is its Google definition. The guitars are distorted, the vocals are mixed very low, the drums are compressed as shit, but it still sounds amazing. Bitch, this album is 10 tracks, 1 hour long. If you translate the lyrics to the songs, the lyrics are pretty fucking depressing. Pink Siifu Gumbo. This album incorporates jazz rap, neo soul. This album definitely feels like a breath of fresh air. It is creative, it is original, and nobody is making music like Pink Siifu. This album incorporates a good variety of sounds to keep the listener intrigued. This album sounds like a late night drunk drive while on tabs of acid, tripping balls. That's what this album sounds like. Slowthai Tyron. This is a UK hip-hop rap album that is 14 tracks long and split into 2 sections. The first 7 tracks are aggressive bangers that go over topics like the fakeness you see on social media, cancel culture. In the second set of 7 tracks, he talks about his ADHD, pays tribute to his brother who passed away when he was a child. Vanjess Homegrown. This is 9 tracks, 30 minutes, short and straight to the point. Tracks are fun, singing is great, production is smooth. These would be great songs to play in the bedroom. Men I Trust, untourable album, 13 tracks of soothing and calming bedroom pop music. This is called untourable album because they assume that because of COVID, they're not going to perform any of these songs on tour, but as you can see, they are on tour with this album, so clearly the name of this album did not age well at all. Arlo Parks, Collapsed in Sunbeams, R&B, soul, pop, debut studio album that she released at the age of 20. This album goes over topics like self-discovery, toxic people, being depressed. She has a big interest in poetry, and you can see that in the first track, she's literally reading a poem. And this is done for the album to be seen as more personal and more intimate with the listener.
It was early last week, you said.
Oh my fucking god. Pinkpantheress with To Hell With It. This is a 18-minute dance pop liquid drum and bass mixtape. I love it when artists produce their own songs. Because of how short these tracks are, the mixtape is very easy to digest, and there's a lot of replay value to the songs as well. Donda by Kanye West, who now goes by Ye. This album is named after his mother, who tragically passed away in the year 2007. This album shows Ye transcending his sound once again, while also collaborating with a bunch of the new age hip hop artists like Roddy Ricch, Lil Yachty, Playboi Carti, West Side Gun. Even though this album is overall a mess, being like 1 hour and 48 minutes, it still has some amazing tracks like Hurricane, Praise God, 24, Moon. The highly anticipated Whole Lotta Red released on Christmas Day in 2020. On that same day, I recorded, edited, and uploaded a reaction video to this album, and it is not on my channel anymore because it is cringe. Playboi Carti has become this prominent rock star figure in this world of hip-hop music. Despite it being an hour long, this album does not get stale whatsoever. Some of the beats are distorted as shit. They sound like video game soundtracks with all the synths that are being used. Weezer, OK Human. Legendary rock band Weezer releases their 14th studio album, and normally they use guitars, but for this album in particular, they threw the guitars on the side and were like, yo, strings. In the song Numbers, Rivers Cuomo talks about numbers are out to get you, meaning that nobody's ever satisfied with the numbers that they already have. They're always looking for more. The songs sound triumphant, they sound meaningful, and this album is confirmation that Weezer is the greatest rock band of all time. Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones, the Beatles, get out of here. But Weezer, yeah.
The sun beaming.
Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. This album feels like a victory lap for Tyler as he boasts about his financial success in nearly every fucking song. This album puts on display Tyler's love for rap music. I love the attention to detail in the production, the amazing perfect placements, the amazing verses from featured artists like NBA Youngboy, Lil Wayne, what's her name? Daisy World, and Lil Uzi. And Brent Faiyaz.
Bitch got me paying.
Silk Sonic, An Evening with Silk Sonic. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak join forces together and release a timeless classic R&B soul album. The singles that led up to this album received a lot of industry success because no shit, it's Bruno Mars. It's gonna receive success regardless. The music is amazing. A lot of people were complaining about, oh, this album is too short, this album is only 9 tracks, but I'd rather take 9 quality tracks than 20 plus mediocre tracks. Japanese Breakfast Jubilee. This is an indie rock album that is 10 tracks long and it doesn't overstay its welcome. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I listened to this album, it didn't really click with me, but then I went to a Japanese Breakfast show the next day and I was like, okay, this album clicks a lot more now. My favorite tracks would definitely have to be Sweet, Posing in Bondage, and Posing for Cars. The songs are great. That's all I can really say.
Bound to fail when you barely into it.
Legendary hip-hop rap artist Nas provides a sequel to his original King's Disease album that came out in 2020, and it also received a Grammy for Best Rap Album of 2021. But this album is a lot better. This album is better. This album is also entirely produced by Hit Boy. This album goes over topics like ending his beef with Tupac before he got killed, as well as reminiscing on moments that he'll never live again. By the time I get to Phoenix by Injury Reserve, Injury Reserve was a hip-hop trio that unfortunately one of its members, Groggs, passed away tragically last year in 2020, and he passed away while this album was still being recorded. When this album finally released this year, the music sounds like a physical reaction to the death of Groggs, with its glitchy production especially. I think it'll be a while until I hear an album that's this dark ever again, and I'm pretty sure that this will be Injury Reserve's final album, unfortunately, and R.I.P. Groggs. Lil Simz, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. This is a UK hip-hop rap album that is 19 tracks long. This album feels like a celebration of blackness, female empowerment. This album goes over her introvertedness, obviously, name of the title, but this album also goes over topics like self-discovery, as well as expressing her feelings unapologetically. The interludes sound like soundtracks to a Disney princess movie. The production is smooth, and the rapping from Simz is too good. It's not even good, it's too good. I don't feel like this album is getting the recognition that it deserves. There's a mix of singy boy band cuts, as well as guitar-driven rock-influenced rap tracks. One of its members, Joba, shines bright on this album in particular, as he provides these introspective verses on his father's suicide and whether he himself should commit suicide or not. My favorite tracks would be Buzzcut, Chain On, and What's the Occasion. Kero Bonito, Civilization. Kero Bonito is a British indie pop band. This album combines their 2019 EP Civilization 1 and their 2021 EP Civilization 2, combine the two together, and you get an album released on streaming platforms. The production uses a shit ton of synthesizers. It feels magical. It makes you feel happiness. In the song Well Rested, Sarah's like, yay, we're all gonna die. And the production makes it sound like this is a celebration. That's fucked. Wait. Turnstile, Glow On. Turnstile is a hardcore punk album. This album provides tracks that are in-your-face aggressive, as well as tracks that are more laid back. For example, Alien Love Call, which is probably my favorite track off of this album. This album is 15 tracks in 34 minutes. Because of how short and fast tempo these tracks are, this album is very fun, and you get to do this the whole album. And my number one spot goes to JPegMafia LP. Peggy released 2 different versions of this album. One for streaming services so that he could get out of his label, and the second version he released independently, and it features a bunch of tracks that didn't make the original cut because of sample clearance issues. And many of the songs that ended up not getting cleared are some of the best tracks off of here, in my opinion. For example, Hazard Duty Pay, God Don't Like Ugly, Untitled. I like nearly every song on here. Each song stands out on its own. So that is it for the list. Leave in the comments down below your favorite albums of 2021. I am very curious. I hope you leave here with some good album recommendations, and yeah, Henry Films out. Peace.